Essex missed out on promotion from the LV County Championship 2nd Division after Matt Coles grabbed his second fifer for Hampshire to see the visitors to the Ageas Bowl follow on the second day of their match. Hampshire had batted freely on the first day, in which they made 398 for 8, and the 400 was quickly secured by Adam Wheater. The former Essex man had resumed his innings on 82 and needed 18 more to rub yet more salt into his former colleagues, who'd already given up any realistic hope of gaining promotion. Wheater may have been feeling a little nervous as he approached three figures, and he got away with a leading edge off Graham Napier, the 2 runs he earned from the shot taking him to 99. And in the same over, he ran the ball to third man for the single he needed. Overnight, he may have wondered how to celebrate this achievement. Tripping over would not have been part of his plans. It was a fine knock though, which had used up only 111 deliveries, from which he'd struck 11 fours and 1 6 for his second ton of the summer. He decided to leave Chelmsford largely due to the brilliance of James Foster as the county's wicketkeeper, but Wheater certainly showed what Essex had let go last winter. Ironically, it was his innings which really was the final nail in the visitors' promotion coffin. Wheater eventually went on to make 122 at a run a ball. His brilliant knock was then ended by Greg Smith, who claimed his second fifer of the season by having Wheater held by Tom Wesley, but only after the score had moved quickly on to 453. Smith out-bowled England's Monty Panesar, who finished off the innings at last as Rule Brathwaite swept to Sajid Mahmood. Smith ended with figures of 5 for 58 as Hampshire were all out for 456. At least Essex had picked up maximum bowling points, but their reply with the bat did not start at all well. Coles ripped out Jake Mickleborough's middle stump in his third over, while in his fifth he had Gautam Gambhir taken behind off a flashing drive, which left Essex on 16 for 2. Wesley then appeared to be a little fortunate after the umpire decided he'd made his ground after taking the long way round to try to complete a quick single. With Northamptonshire earning only 1 batting point in their game at Worcester and 4 bonus points in total, Essex now knew that only a maximum point win would do for them, otherwise it would be confirmed that Northamptonshire would be up. So the first thing that Essex had to do was to at least get to 400 inside 110 overs, and they'd made that task rather difficult already. The team selection for this game had already suggested that Paul Grayson knew that this was a game too far for his team. The ECB announced that they were not going to investigate the reason for leaving out a number of first-team players, admitting that they saw nothing wrong with the decision, one which was now giving both Wesley and Smith the chance to prove themselves. They took the total to 81, but then Smith on 37 mispulled James Tomlinson to Jimmy Adams at mid-off to end a partnership of 65. Wesley soon followed for 40 as he was LBW to Brathwaite, a wicket which left Essex on 93 for 4. That brought in Ben Foakes, fresh from his naming in the England Performance Programme squad, and he now tried to recover the situation with Foster. I'm not sure what Foakes had done to upset Sean Irvine, but it was the batsman who won as Irvine threw the ball to the boundary for 4 rather grumpy runs. But it was the bowler who had the last laugh at the end of the dramatic over, as Foakes gloved a pull and was caught at slip by James Vince for 26. So now much relied on Foster, who needed to produce one of the very best innings of his career to keep his side's head above water. But before tea, he top-edged to pull off Coles and was held by Brathwaite in the deep. Foster had to leave with 33 runs to his name, and his side just about out of it on 166 for 6. That soon became 170 for 7 when first-class debutant Kishan Villani got a leading edge off Coles to be caught by Adams after contributing 13 runs. Coles has put in some impressive performances since joining Hampshire on loan from Kent, and a continuation of his career somewhere is certain after he bagged a 5th by having Napier held at slip by the diving Vince. Essex needed to get to 317 to avoid the follow-on, but found themselves on 207 for 9 when Mahmood threw the bat at a ball from Tomlinson, but only found Vince hovering in the deep. And Northamptonshire were promoted when one of their former players, Panesar, clubbed a ball from Coles to Adams. Coles had taken 6 for 71 as Essex were all out for 207, and the party in Worcester could now begin, whatever the outcome of that match. Essex were asked to bat again next, and Mickleborough and Gambier showed a lot more fight second time out, when really their season had ended. Gambier was given a life when he was dropped by Vince at third slip, and then moments later the players went off for bad light. Essex had made 44 without loss in their second innings, which means that they head into the second half of this contest with nothing left to play for except to try to save this game. They'll start the third morning still trailing by 205 runs.